first.
Okay.
Did you see Coco in 4K?
I didn't see Coco in 4K.
Okay, so I saw Coco in 4K. As you guys may know, I'm sure you've seen the reviews. My review, rather. You know, the only one that matters. You saw that one.
Hey, my review matters too. Oh, wait. I know what he's saying, though. Other channels.
But it was good. It was a good movie. I got a lot of hate on the Blu-ray.com forum.
Really?
Yeah,
For
they were
what?
saying like the regular Blu-ray was better than the 4K version.
Look,
You know,
I'm not partial. Shane's my friend, but trust me, I'm the first guy that's gonna, the Emperor's clothes are, he's naked. I'm not gonna agree with him just because he's my friend. But he does tend to have a very good eye as far as what's good, what's bad. He's not gonna tell you one thing's good if it's not. So I don't know what they're talking about.
But yeah, I thought it looked great. I started off watching it in Blu-ray first.
Yeah.
Then the 4K came out. And then I watched the 4K and I was like, oh wow, so it looks really good. And then I went to the Blu-ray.com forum after I shot my review just to just see if I could reiterate the facts that I was correct.
Right.
To see if my observations,
Right.
matched up.
Well, basically, if you were having consensus from the general community.
Because they're supposed to be, I guess, reputable.
Right.
And I was like, oh wow, I was like, these guys gonna rate this lower than the Blu-ray. And I was like, everything was just like sharper looking on the Blu-ray, the colors looked better. It was a little bit darker than the regular Blu-ray.
Okay.
But that was maybe 2 notches darker, but the colors are just better.
What did you give it overall for a rating, visually?
Man, I forgot. It was pretty good though. I'd give it a high rating. Like a 9 or an 8.9 or something like that.
Really? Okay. Not disagreeing, just, for you to give it that high a rating, it has to be pretty darn good. I didn't see it in 4K, but, what we're watching here as far as, the system he's using. So it's not like he's watching it on some kind of inferior system. But here's the only thing I can offer as far as maybe the disparity between the remarks is that, on 65-inch sets, it is maybe not going to look as good. I generally tend to think of it smaller. It brings out the highlights and kind of hides the, so what we're looking at is kind of the reverse. You would think that if it was not going to be as good, you'd notice it on on the size screen that the media you're using. Yep. But
that being said, I guess everybody sees things differently. I mean, we all have different eyes. So
we all do have different eyes. So
are you sure?
Well,
mine are
scientifically.
Yours are a little more rounded than mine are.
And what I was going to bring, as far as Asians go, and there is data that says Asian people have a greater perception of color. They have a larger color range perception than Anglos.
Hey, there we go. That's what it is.
That's the data that I read.
That's why Asians make all the tech, right?
Well, they also have very, very brightly colored. The one thing I did notice about Coco that I was, okay, the movies that depict anything to do with the Mexican culture, for some reason to me, always seem to revolve around the Day of the Dead, which, it's like, come on, these guys got a lot of, it's like their Halloween, right? But
Halloween.
There's a lot more to, Latino/Mexican culture than just that one day. So these guys are writing this movie, come up with some different stuff. The Book of Love, I thought was great. I like the Book of Love. This movie to me seems very derivative. And maybe just my perception, I don't know. But as far as the quality of the shots, I love the color reproduction. Great depth in the 3D. Music choice was very good. I like the music.
Well,
I liked it in and of itself, but not as an overall reflection of the culture.
As a kids movie, though, I think they'd want to do the Day of the Dead, which is bright and colorful, rather than doing drug import and exporting out of Mexico.
Wow, you're gonna get some hate for that comment. I did not make that generalized comment. Just so you know, that came from that side of the screen.
I'm just saying, you're talking about generalizations.
He's just teasing.
You're saying generalizations.
Yeah, I mean, just culturally, as far as there's a lot of, I'm sure, Mexican cultural events that we're not privy to, just like a lot of other, Canadian and European days, because obviously we're very ethnocentric here in the States. But
anyways, that was my take on Coco 4K. I kind of I didn't agree with that website's review, and maybe some other reviews as well that said it wasn't so good looking. Which I think I think even Era Media he gave it a really good review as well, which was good. Thank you, Andrew, for that one. But we just got done watching the 3D version.
Yeah.
Which is an import. It's not coming to America. It was from like UK.
Right.
Or was it Germany or something like that? I forgot. But we just watched it, and
well,
it was okay.
It was a Disney Pixar, right?
Yeah, Disney Pixar was good.
Now, the thing about Disney Pixar, if you're bringing it to, I understand that 3D this year was kind of, a particular manufacturer of televisions and tech in general, who shall remain nameless, declared that 3D was dead in the United States, and so 2017, you had one TV. There was a holdover from this particular company that still gave you 3D, but for the most part, unless you bought a projection system, you had no 3D. Because the media wasn't available, there's not enough shot in this. Well, guess what? It's like anything else. It's the chicken to the egg. Which came first? So do you pump out a bunch of 3D media and hope that the industry will support it, or does the industry put a bunch of money into development for R&D to support this stuff, and then hope that the media comes along? I'm not the guys writing the check, so I really don't know. But
which sucks because every week there's like a big action Hollywood blockbuster tentpole movie that's in 3D. And we don't get it.
Right. It's going to Europe. It's like, do you want to move to Germany to get this movie, or at least and even if you do, well, you don't have it. You better have a TV to support it, or some kind of way to play it,
or buy like an older television set, which as tech enthusiasts with this channel, most people don't want to do.
Yeah, we're not looking to send people to go backwards. I mean, although if you're a real tech enthusiast, you have all gaming consoles and every 4K TV produced and a plasma. Otherwise, you're not really a fan. No, I'm just kidding.
But 3D on Coco, it was decent.
No, it was very good, actually.
Very good. Out of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
For the 3D quality, I would give that an 8.5 easily.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty good.
For an animated film, we all know that animated is a little easier to do in 3D because you're not dealing with blue screens, green screens, any of that stuff. So you can kind of create the depth from the point of origin. But that being said, they still did a very nice job.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good.
The scenes flying through the city.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
You got the nice in-focus shots, and they would de-blur. They would make the backgrounds out of focus.
Yeah.
So that really enhanced the depth of the image overall. Which I thought was really good. There's happened a lot in that movie. I don't know if you noticed that or not. I know you saw like the regular Blu-ray version.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it in 3D on your system. I didn't see the 3D, so the regular Blu-ray, so I couldn't really can't. Well, actually, no, I did. I watched the regular Blu-ray, then I just saw the 3D on yours. Yeah. Honestly, did I know the difference? Well, not really, because when I watched it in 3D, I was basically busy complaining about the stereotypes that I was seeing and the fact that they don't do anything original. It's always the same kind of concept. But for the 3D, I noticed, like I said, the sky shot where it focused tightly, and then you had the city of the dead was kind of, very colorful, but not. It made it look, stand out very nicely. The crowd shots when he's playing on stage. I mean, they did a really nice job with the depth perception and the whole thing of making the stuff look 3D and have a really tactile feel to it.
Right, and the detail is just as good as the regular Blu-ray, as you may expect. Colors were very good, very bold, vibrant.
Yeah,
they weren't. Obviously, it's not going to be as bright as the 4K version because 3D glasses are going to make your image a little bit darker, just in general, automatically. But everything was good. Everything was good. He gave it an 8.5. I'll give it an 8 as well. Good depth, good separation. We did compare it. Right after that, we did watch Thor in 3D. It's kind of an unfair comparison.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna give Coco an 8,
if we're doing stereotype comparisons, we're comparing a Honda Civic to a Ferrari. I'm sorry, but the guys who did Thor, even though they're dealing with live action movies, Thor was a 10. Thor was like Doctor Strange in that, man. They're both Disney productions, but they did so much more. Like for me, one of the highlights in the very beginning, where Thor is facing, I forget the guy's name, the dude with the big horns.
Loki?
No, Loki's his brother. The guy, the demon with the big horns that he has to take out.
Surtur.
Well, there's a scene where he's hanging and the guy gets right in his face, man. And that 3D shot was the balls.
Best 3D we've seen so far.
Yeah, that looked like it was like you could smell this guy's breath in your face. It was so tight. It was awesome.
But the only thing that I hated about was the audio. I think we agreed on that. The audio on Thor.
The audio isn't horrible. It's the fact that the video is so much better than the audio. They could have done so much more. With a 3D film, you have DTX right there, man. You've got Dolby Atmos right there. Do something with it. Why is it because it's not in 4K, it doesn't deserve, a full 3D surround? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, the audio on both, 4K and 3D and the Blu-ray.
Lacking.
This wasn't that good, man.
Nah.
Massive visuals.
You had to crank to get the bass to rock, and you know what kind of system he's got with those big ass SVS subs. Speaking of which, just check it. SVS if you're watching. In order to hear, there was no continuity in the sound. It wasn't like it's like you had either all bass or all trebles. There was very little mid range, and it didn't sound like the bass was really connected to anything. It was just loud bass.
Loud bass. It wasn't very dynamic. Soundstage was it wasn't very detailed up front. There was nothing almost happening on the sides and in the back speakers.
Case in point.
Once in a while there'd be something going on, but
what did we watch? We were both commenting on the scene where you would have thought they could have done a ton.
I know
the Thor fight, man. The Thor Hulk fight.
Thor vs Hulk.
You were in a
visually, it was awesome looking.
A jam-packed stadium that you should have heard. The sound of the crowd alone should have been deafening. Never mind, the sound of the Hulk tearing out half the stadium when he got knocked around like a little girl.
But I mean, what sounded good was the menus. The Blu-ray menus.
He says, I'm like, man, I can't wait to hear it. He goes, you're gonna be kind of disappointed, man. The menus sound better than the movie. He was not wrong. The menu was like, boom, okay, it's a Marvel movie, let's go. And he's like, and now we're playing the movie, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Right when you play the movie, it's like the music on the menus are loud. Then you hit play, and then the same Marvel intro in the menus.
It's literally
been a few decibels lower.
Easily half the level, the decibel level. And the problem with that is, look, you can have, if you guys know stuff about audio, you can have a low decibel level but still have a room filling sound. Depends on the speakers, depends on the AVR that you're using, all that stuff. In this case, the bottom fell out, and it was just everything just suffered, and the only way to really hear anything was to turn it up, and in that case all you got was just more.
Yeah, you got more bass,
more volume, but you didn't get any better sound quality.
Yeah, it just wasn't intricate enough. There was no dynamic range, just like you would in video. There's no dynamic range. There's no small intricate details, small little treble notes. That's
all the treble notes, and then the stuff that a sound runs from 20 hertz to 10,000 hertz, right? And there was a big section in the middle that was like, okay, we have this and we have that. It's like it just thinks that the guy at the mixing board was sleeping. Like, we'll just pull all these levels down. It made no sense. And what I don't understand is the 3D was so good.
He was very good.
It's awesome. How did you?
Best 3D.
What is okay? We're gonna put 95% of the budget into this and 5% into the sound. That makes no sense, man. You had an awesome opportunity here.
Which makes me a little nervous because I think The Last Jedi comes out in another month or so, or something like that. Somebody leave in the comments, when does The Last Jedi come out? But it's on order. It's coming. It's coming in the mail soon, I think. So
he has the hookups, bro.
So it's visually, Last Jedi it looked awesome at the theaters.
Oh my god!
I saw it at the IMAX.
The scenes. I don't know. I don't want to give spoilers away. There were some scenes where the mind meld thing between the two of them in the tent.
Yeah.
And you're hearing his backstory. There was some really tight, excellent friggin' opportunity for great visual, great. I just hope they don't screw that up.
So I mean, these Disney movies. I know. I don't think Doctor Strange wasn't that awesome. I don't think Guardians wasn't that awesome either.
3D.
3D was awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, 3D is awesome. Doctor Strange.
The 4K. No, the 4K. We commented the 4K wasn't.
Well,
much.
No, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange 3D.
3D.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3D was... It was better than the 4K.
The 3D was better than 4K, exactly.
And then they had Homecoming. Homecoming, I thought the 3D was better than the 4K Homecoming as well. The sound was a little weak on that as well. Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought the sound was weak on that as well. So like these Marvel movies, the sound has always been a little bit weaker.
Which, I mean, these are guys who run... Okay, I'm not just say theme parks, because Disney is the empire. Like, they run the world, if you didn't know it by now. You know, they actually probably have more money than the Rothschilds. But, somebody needs to tell them. Somebody close to them, enough to them to pay attention. Look, your movies look great visually, but people in this country and across the globe, you know, we have ears. And unless you've never seen Rocky or... the first Star Wars, you know, sound is important, man. If you ever saw Rocky without, you know, when he's running through the streets of Philadelphia and he runs up the stairs and he triumphs over his, you know, I'm ready to go for the fight. Without Gonna Fly Now, that is just some crazy dude running through the city. And you think, okay, let's call the paddy wagon and take this guy away.
Well, like George Lucas said, sound is 50% of your movie-going viewing experience. And it's funny because like Disney now owns like Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm is like Disney, so
which basically means they own John Williams.
There you go.
So
it makes me a little nervous about the upcoming Star Wars movies and 4K releases.
Now, is John Williams still doing the sound, the theatrical, the big symphonic stuff for all the Star Wars stuff? Because I mean, he was back in the 70s, so
yeah, he's still alive. He's kicking. He did the last one. I'm pretty sure he's gonna do this one.
Well, I haven't read the credits, but all I know is Vader's March is equally as a response for his infamy as you know, him choking out, you know, Grand Moff Tarkin on the deck of the ship. You know, I mean.
But yeah, Star Wars, that's coming soon. Marvel movies, I don't know what's going on with the audio, but Thor 3D rocked. I thought it was better than the 4K, and the 4K was solid. I gave that a pretty good rating.
Well, you know, if you saw the streaming, the live, the somewhat inebriated live stream with the Ragnarok in 4K, we gave it a good, you know.
Yeah, it was good.
But
it was awesome.
Again, you're making a 3D movie, and what 3D means? What it means, like that third, you know, that extra dimension, that feeling of reality, right? To me, it makes more sense. 4K is great resolution, but if you're gonna spend the money on the audio, do it in the 3D, man. Like, fool the ears as well as the eyes.
Like I said in the, I forgot which review I said, it's all about the immersion. And
right.
You're not going to get immersion.
It's all about the immersion. You don't get immersion on 7.1, sorry.
And you know what I hate? You know, this is what I hate about people. They say, oh my god, this 4K, it looks 3D. I was like, what world do you live in where a flat 2D image looks 3D? It just doesn't, man. It just doesn't. And when you have a 3D image and there's like depth, the shit's popping out at your face. That's fucking awesome.
All right. So here's something. This is from a neurological standpoint, okay? Your eyes, great visuals, but your eyes are not the emotional tie to your brain. You know what the emotional tie to your brain is? Audio. Smell, audio, visual, in that order. That's how your body developed these senses. Your first and strongest sense is the sense of smell. It's the only set of organs that are hardwired directly to the front of your brain. Sense organs, right to the brain. The other ones, and also olfactory, have the largest sense centers in the brain. But sound is the next most important, more so than visual.
Very. Sound and smell.
So
smell-o-vision is coming.
Smell.
Dolby smell-o-vision.
Back in the 50s, that was actually a thing, you know.
Yes, smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision. All I'm saying is this: as much as your eyes, you know, eye candy, right? But your ears, man, you got to treat your ears right too. You got to hear stuff. That's why a movie that's done right, both sound and visual, you'll remember that for years, man. Way beyond just something that looks good.
So you think of Avatar, you don't think like Avatar looked great in 2D. It's fucking 3D, man. It's awesome, man. It's a visual experience.
You can say something like I just recently bought an Xbox One X, and I have an OLED, a 65-inch OLED, and I put Destiny 2 on that bitch. Holy shit, man! When my character screen came up, it looked, the textures, everything looked so great. But it didn't look 4K. It looked 4K, but it didn't look 3D. Like, it wasn't like the guy popped out of the screen. He just looked really freaking good.
Mm-hmm. Wait, quick. Drink check.
Drink check.
What you got? What do you got today?
I got about, let me see. I got Two Roads Honey Spot IPA. Nice. It's an unfiltered. It's got a nice little taste to it. And he's drinking, of course, the ever popular.
I got the usual.
The Stella Artois.
The Stella Artois.
Sorry, I wasn't put in the right place.
Stella Artois. Okay. So, 3D quality of 4K images. Yeah, sometimes does it look 3D? And 4K never really looks 3D. If I'm watching it without 3D glasses on, shit just don't look 3D to me. It looks nice. It looks clean, crisp. What kind of gives it a 3-dimensional quality is the depth of field, is the foreground images sharp and crisp.
Yeah.
Background images slightly out of focus, de-blurred. I can understand that when people say shit like that. Say stuff like that.
And yes, Brass, I am doing my neurological standpoint thing again. See, I get a little, a little fun in me, and then I start remembering my college days.
Okay, so what's next? Annihilation.
I so wanted to see that.
You didn't see Annihilation. I saw Annihilation.
I went to go see it, and I read a thing about it being pulled, and I can't find it in any theaters around here. So apparently, I'll have to wait.
So Annihilation, I saw it this week. If you guys had seen the review,
Adam, I will.
If you guys had seen the review, I enjoyed it. It's like it's from the director of Ex Machina, starring Paul Dameron as well.
Well, he was in the first one, Oscar Isaacs.
Yeah. I mean, this is not like a sequel or nothing like that.
Oh,
it's just
okay,
it's from the same director.
No, but it's like it's not a sequel to The Thing, because in The Thing, if you saw The Thing, he was like, there's no sequel unless that was an Android version of him, because he got fucked up.
Oh, in the movie. It was fucked up. It was like it was one of those movies you gotta think about.
Well, no, I love Machina, man. It was tight. It was like great story, man. But if you were telling me it was a sequel, I'm like, how's it gonna be a sequel? Like, she basically just dismantled this cat.
It was not a sequel. It was not a sequel to Annihilation. I think Annihilation was based on a series of books.
Yeah.
I didn't read them because I don't read. I watch the movies.
He don't read.
I don't read. I'm illiterate.
I read.
I can't.
I'd say the kids of his age, but
I know kid.
he's no kid. I'd say he's lazy, but he's not lazy. He tends to read more about you get your tablet, you read about stuff. you read about audio, stereo world and all that stuff, sound and vision.
Stuff like that. Anyways.
Don't let him fool you. He's just trying to be cool.
Anyways, Annihilation. Thinking is very sci-fi thinking movie. Slightly horror-ish. There's some jarring
You're saying
moments.
horror or horror?
Horror.
Oh, thank you.
Horror, like scary movie-ish. Only with the visuals, but it wasn't like a scary movie though.
Well, I think it was supposed to be more sci-fi.
Yeah, it's very sci-fi, but there were some scary moments in it. There's some nasty, scary moments in it, like graphic, violent moments.
Okay, all right.
Thinking kind of movie. Too bad you didn't see it. We could be talking about it right now, but
dude, I tried. What can I say, man?
But you didn't want to take your movie pass.
It's not my movie pass. I was out last week. I was out for the count, man. I had a real bad bacterial sinus infection and ended up being out of work for 3 days. So yeah, I wasn't really going to anywhere unless I'm one of these guys that will come to work, coughing and hacking like I gotta go to work. I gotta show up like I'm running a marathon, like I'm carrying the freaking Olympic torch. No, dude, you're sick. Stay the fuck home
and go to the movies. That's what I think.
Can I get a beer?
That's what I say. Hold on.
Time to refill.
Mm-hmm. Discuss.
This is how professional and how dedicated he is. He has a beer fridge right next to the camera.
Hey man, that's how we do it.
Want to do it with the opener?
But again, Annihilation. I saw Annihilation with Patrick.
Patrick. You all know Patrick? I love Patrick. Patrick's a great kid.
He's a good guy. I don't know. He's also he's my partner at the second channel.
The Dine at 9,
The Dine at 9 channel.
And if you've seen Patrick, that's one Jamaican kid who loves to eat.
I love all the subscribers here on Spare Change, but I mean, guys, come on. Everybody's got to eat.
You gotta eat. And it's nice to eat while you're watching movies.
Go to the Dine at 9 channel. Hey man, we're talking about food, fast food. Come on, we're all lazy guys. We got home theater gear and.
What is better than watching a great 3D or 4K movie with a great sound system? Meanwhile, you're loading up on fries, tater tots, gigantic meat stuffed sandwiches. He was talking about this Arby's sandwich, and I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me?"
It's the Meat Mountain.
The Meat Mountain.
The Meat Mountain. Subscribe to my second channel, Dine at 9.
He'll tell you more about it.
Bill's on it as well.
Yeah, I got a few episodes. I like to eat too, you know, as I'm sure you can tell.
But anyways, Annihilation, good sci-fi movie, thinking sci-fi movie. Female cast, like female soldiers infiltrating.
Yeah, let me know what's going on. Give me a rundown.
They're infiltrating this area. Not really infiltrating. They're just going to investigate this area that there was like this meteor or something that landed from space.
Okay.
And it blew up. It created this rainbow force field around this lighthouse. And it grew around the lighthouse. It's growing bigger and bigger. Apparently it's like some kind of a being that landed from whatever you're going to take from it is what you take from it. This is what I took from it. Maybe it's some being that landed on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he wants to survive on Earth. So some shit lands on Earth. It kind of like reflects what is happening on Earth. So he's like there's plants and shit that's there. There's plants, there's animals and shit. It's like maybe it's like what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not investigating. What's the word?
Indicative?
Not indicative.
Reflective. It's what is it?
What are doctors doing there? Checking out your insides. Shit like that. They're studying. They're like studying.
Studying, yeah.
They're studying.
That was a hard word. Yeah, more beer.
So they're studying the environment around them. They're studying the animals. They're kind of crossbreeding with other things that they're seeing. They're saying there's kind of a prism that views what's happening and it's kind of reflecting everything around it. So everything around it is kind of like mixing together.
Oh, it's mutating stuff.
It's like mutating shit. Yeah.
Okay. If you're within that field, you're getting changed.
You're getting changed. It's studying shit. It's changing shit. You kind of get this towards
it's
third
basically
act.
like planet. It's like what do they call it? Planet. Not planet forming, but terraforming. It's like that being's coming to our planet, and now it's reforming the planet so it can survive.
Right. So instead of like abducting people and doing sexual experiments on them, they're just
right to the rectal probe. He goes right to the anal probe.
They're just investigating the surrounding environments, and they're changing shit and melding shit together. And he's learning from the environment, which is what you kind of get from the third act, when Natalie Portman goes into the lighthouse where the meteor landed. I think it's a meteor. I don't know what it is. Landed in this lighthouse. She goes there. She ends up with this floaty fucking thing, which I think is the alien, and it looks at her, kind of turns into her. Straight spoilers right here. I'm giving away the entire movie.
Don't spoil, man. I want to see it. Excuse me.
But the beast, it's not a beast. It's just an alien being. Just studies Natalie Portman, and it's kind of cool. Kind of mirrors Natalie Portman at the end, towards the end there. A little twist at the end. I don't want to give it away.
Yeah, please don't give away the twist. Come on now.
But it's basically just, I think the alien just came down here to study Earth, and it's kind of learning for some survival skills.
No,
at least that's what I took from it.
No, that sounds like a very cool, very plausible idea.
I think there's some other ways you can construe it.
Arrival. That was Arrival.
There you go. Arrival. It was very similar to that. Yeah.
So you have the first Contact, and then you had Interstellar, and then you had Arrival. These are all very cerebral type films about first contact with alien civilization, them coming here. Contact was probably the most sort of ambiguous. You know, the Jodie Foster thing where you don't really know if it was real. She fell through. You this and that. All these things happen. I saw a movie called The Beyond, and that was very similar to this too, where this black hole appears outside Earth, like this like wormhole thing, and then these giant black spheres appear over Earth, like over different part of the different continents, and they're like, our first response globally is always defense, defense, defense. What we call defense is really attacking, but okay. The movie is called The Beyond. I don't want to give away the any twist, but very similar in thought to like Contact. It was compared to Contact like directly by a couple of critics that I reviewed that I read. But again, same thing, very cerebral. Like, why are they doing what they're doing? Are they here to harm us? Do they want to live in harmony with us? Are they here like Keanu Reeves' version of The Day the Earth Stood Still? There you go. The original Day the Earth Stood Still was nowhere near as like sort of the only reason they reacted and did what they did was because we attacked them. But in Keanu Reeves comes to Earth basically to wipe out basically
humanity.
Humanity has this kind of whole thing like where we own Earth. Well, we don't own Earth. We're the equivalent of fleas on a dog's back. And if there's some kind of interstellar dog washer out there, that's kind of what Keanu Reeves was. He came to the planet to basically wipe us off the planet, to give Earth a fighting chance, because believe it or not, you can believe in the weather change and all that stuff or not, climate change, but we are destroying this planet. Not from a negative standpoint, we're not doing it intentionally, but we basically live on the planet. We pull shit out of it to help us live. Well, I'm sorry, but how long can you stand on something and pull shit out of that something before that something stops supporting you?
Because humans are gluttonous human beings. They take shit and try to monetize it and use it for self-gain.
There is that portion. But even if we didn't do that, over time, even if you had, 8 billion people living as simply as they can, you're still pulling stuff off the planet. You're still pulling shit out of the ground that you can't put back. So eventually, you reach a point where literally the crust of the Earth cannot support the mass of people.
There you go. So kind of in the same vein as...
Shut up, brass.
Kind of in the same vein as Annihilation. What a thinking person's movie. You're going to end up thinking it's going to go one way or the other way. That's kind of how it is. Kind of like Sixth Sense. Yeah, not really Sixth Sense.
Another viewer coming out on...
Yeah. So, my thoughts on Annihilation, that's what it is. It's coming out, I think, on Netflix in like another month or two.
Altered Carbon's awesome.
So check that out. A month or two?
Yeah.
March? Guys.
Well, today's March 1, so...
Oh, is it March 1st now?
Yeah, so we're already in March.
Yeah, so I think it's coming out like a couple weeks, like March 12th or something like that. I don't know if in America... If it's coming out here in America, Netflix, but I think it's like overseas or something like that, Netflix. I could be wrong on that, but that's what I read.
Can I ask one question of this right here? All right. So we have a person who commented, "Dark is a sound masterpiece." Are you talking about the Netflix show Dark? I've been trying to get into it. There's a little bit of a, I know they're subtitled and things. I'm not big on sound dubbing, but it was compared very, very strongly to Twin Peaks from David Lynch. So, is it? The first couple episodes was kind of hard to get a track on what's going on because it's a time span thing, so it's constantly jumping. Is it worth watching? Do you actually catch the thread at some point?
I guess we'll see. But guys, we'll answer a couple of questions here.
Of course you are.
We want to keep this under like an hour or 45 minutes because the camera will shut off.
And because I have to eat.
But if you guys have like big questions and stuff like that, our email address is like right on the bottom there. Send us your questions. We will answer them on the next show.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep on topic and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're trying to do this at least once a week. We didn't do it last week because I was sick. He asked me if I wanted to come over, but I was like, I didn't want to get him sick, so I didn't come over.
Yeah. But a couple of questions here. No. But no, Tony Magana.
If we did that, then how would we be going out? Because that's not how it works, man.
The one thing I like about...
You're confused, bro.
The one thing I like about incorporating the chat window is now that Tony Magana is here, he always has homosexual questions for us. Tony, like we said in one of our previous streams, thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming out.
We appreciate it.
That says a lot about your trust for us, man.
I think there's a movie coming out with some boy. He's in high school. He's coming out. I think it's coming out. Fuck, what is that movie called?
Gee, I don't know. They've been.
Is there a lot of movies with boys coming out of the closet?
Well, they had one thing that they got the Oscar last year.
Brokeback Mountain?
The one in Florida. No, the one in Florida.
Yeah, with the boy.
The black guy who basically had a tough upbringing.
On the beach. They were on the beach.
Yeah. Shit. Which, nothing wrong with that. Wait. It's all good.
Goddamn, what movie was that?
Best receiver for home audio, Denon, 8,500. If you can afford it. If not, any model of Denon above the 1,400.
Fuck. Now you got me. Oh, no. Everything about that movie. It's that movie with that black dude. Oscar winner. It was like a whole debacle with Warren Beatty.
I don't know.
Shit. All right. Guys, who won the Oscar last year?
The movie is Love, Simon.
Yeah, that's it. Tony Magana. He's our Love Simon. He's our Simon. Tony Magana is now Simon.
Tony just remembered you started this shit, bro.
He did start it. He coming out of the closet.
Moonlight. That was the movie. That was the other movie.
Moonlight.
Marantz is great for audio. Denon is better for audio and home theater. That's just my opinion.
So thanks, guys, for the questions. Thanks, guys, for checking out the stream. If you guys have any other questions, like very hard questions, hard-hitting questions, we did leave a link right down there.
Yep.
Right down. All right. Wait, let me point to it. My fingers.
Down here, down.
Right there.
It looks like you're doing this. So, hey, everybody who's watching right there, there's